Okay, so I am first going in with Olehenriksen Banana Bright Face Primer. And I don't like to mix it too much on my fingers. I really want to get the product on my face. So I just kind of like dab my fingers and then mix it all on my face. It's a pretty... I really love the product, actually. I think it's really great. I think it's really worth the money. It's a little pricey, but I do like it. I'm going to also apply another primer, which this is the Poreless Putty Primer from e.l.f. I don't really agree with the hype on it. I think it's okay, but I don't see this like game-changing primer out of it. But anyway, so I just really apply that to my T-zone, the sides of my nose. I kind of have a little bit of larger pores there. And then also like between my brows. So I just kind of let that sit in for a couple of minutes, the whole thing. I don't really like to go in right away with foundation after I've applied primer. I want it to kind of let it do its job. So after that though, I'm going to apply two different foundations. Excuse me. The first one that I'm going in with is the Maybelline Dream Urban Cover. I have been using this off and on for about a year. I absolutely love it. It's definitely buildable, but first application, it's pretty thin, so it's not too heavy. But it does give a good coverage, so I think that's cool. And I'm going to mix that with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. So this foundation is like crazy, like how it smells like freaking like literal paint. Like you feel like you're putting paint on your face because it smells like really strong. It's super weird. Like I hope they like reformulate this some way or another because it's a great foundation. It's like for sure full coverage, but it's just crazy how it smells so like strong. Like I don't know, it's weird. Anyways, I'm applying this with a Morphe sponge, and it is a damp sponge, so anytime you use sponges like this, definitely run them under water, squeeze out the excess water, just make sure they're damp and flexible so that you could use them to apply the product. While I'm applying this product, I do not swipe while using a sponge. In my preference, I really just like to press in the product and then just kind of blend it out to let the actual sponge do the blending. You don't have to swipe or anything like that. I just don't like it. With a brush, you definitely want to blend in by doing circular motions with the brush, but these are two different applicators. So, and it's not with every foundation that I like to use a sponge. With this one I do, just because it's so liquidy. Like it's just very thin. I do like it. I like it a lot. So I'm just going to just continue pressing in this powder. Pressing in the product onto my face. Just kind of really making sure that it's all blended out. And then afterwards, and again, you want to apply all of your creams first before you apply any powder. That's just kind of like Makeup 101. So after that, I'm going to use the e.l.f. It's a new product from e.l.f. It's their 16-hour Camo Concealer. And that concealer is actually pretty bomb. It's like really good. And I haven't used a lot of the high-end concealers. Like, I think the highest, or actually I'm lying. Okay, I'm lying. I've used NARS and I've used Fenty. And Fenty is probably much better than NARS. I didn't really care for him, or for the NARS one. But anyways, this concealer is like really thick. It's like for sure like full coverage. It ain't playing, okay? But so it's good. The color was a little off. I feel like I should have probably gone a little bit warmer, but I remember when I was looking at them, the warmer one, like the one right after that one, the one I have was a little too warm. It was like I felt like it was too blended with my foundation color that I use. So I was like, no, I'll stick with this one. But now like when I use it, I'm like, wow, this is like super bright. So I don't know if I'm going to finish this bottle out or the tube out and then get the other one. Because it was $6, so I don't know. But it's a really good foundation. So I apply it just under my eyes. And you know how most makeup artists, like, they will do a full swipe under your eye? Like, I don't think that that's necessary with this concealer. That concealer don't play. So, yeah, I apply it under my eyes, between right at, like, the center of my forehead, just to kind of brighten those areas. For me, again, just my preference, I love to do my foundation, concealer, then contour. Some people do it backwards. There's actually people that even apply concealer before they even put their foundation. It's totally up to you. There are no rules to this whole makeup thing. It's whatever you like, whatever you prefer, whatever works for you. So I like to apply my concealer because when I go in with my contour that you're going to see next, I don't want my concealer to kind of, I guess, wash out my contour. So I like to do my contour after my concealer. Because you add contour to really apply like a definition, and I feel like if you do that with a concealer, it just kind of like, it might mess it up because you're going over it. You know, you're kind of, I don't know. It's just, I don't know how to really word it, but it's just personal preference. So I am using the Jordana Sculpt-n-Go. So this is like a contour stick again. I apply it just right under my cheekbones, my forehead, the sides of or like the bridge of my nose, on the sides of the bridge of my nose. And you can kind of go, again, as heavy as you want with this. I have not seen this contour stick anywhere else but Walgreens, and at that, I've been to Walgreens like several times since I bought that contour stick, and I have not seen their product, so I don't know what's going on with it, but it's really good. I'm not too sure if I'd go online again and try to find this one. It's really cheap, but I do want to try the KKW or the Fenty contour sticks, the cream contours. So I really love this contour stick. I've used it forever. And like I said, I just really like to warm up my in my hairline on my forehead, and then of course like just my jawline, and then right under my cheekbones. Whenever you're applying it, definitely, especially at your cheekbones, apply like going upwards. You don't want to pull it down because again, you're trying to create a contour. You're trying to create definition, where there's, you're sculpting your face. So definitely just be careful how you apply it. You could definitely apply it with a sponge, or you can apply it with a brush like I'm doing. I'm using, I think it's a Morphe 250 or 450. I'm not too sure. But I just use that brush specifically. Actually, I don't. I use that brush for foundation as well. So I'm setting that now that I've done all my creams. I'm going into powder now. So I'm setting that with the Revolution banana powder. And I just kind of tap that on any brush. This is a Wet n Wild brush. It's really old. It's probably like $1 or $2. I just kind of set where I put my concealer. I don't set my entire face. I'll do that a little bit later, but this is just setting my concealer. Okay, so next I'm going to use another Wet n Wild brush. This has a bit of a taper at the end. So I really like to use this just to kind of like really get into my cheekbones that I don't actually have on the normal, on the regular basis. Okay, so I got to create this, but I do like the brush. It's really good. Like I said, it has the taper. It's Wet n Wild. It was very, very, very affordable. And the bronzer I'm using just to kind of warm up my whole face is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. It smells delicious. It smells like Banana Boat, the suntan lotion or the suntan oil. It smells exactly like that. It smells so good. So again, I just like to apply this product everywhere just to kind of warm up my face. Especially if I feel like my concealer is a little too bright, I'll just kind of, put a little bit of bronzer under that area. This bronzer in particular, you can really like build up, and I would have a light hand when you go in with it the first time because it could get a little bit heavy and a little bit muddy looking, so just be very careful when you are applying it. Next I am using the Milani Luminoso blush, and the brush that I'm using I got from a palette that I just bought online like literally probably like 4 years ago. And that brush is kind of like angled, so I really like to use that for blush specifically. And I just kind of stamp it on my face and then I'll blend it out. And so I just kind of go everywhere with it, especially like on my chin, my nose, my forehead. There's really not much left on the brush. It's just whatever is left from the product, which is not really a whole lot, but okay. So next is a new product from Revlon. So Revlon has these highlighters that I saw from another YouTuber, like another video I was watching, and I really like this highlighter. So when I first swatched it on my hand, like I used my finger obviously, and I was like, oh, this sucks. Like I did not like it at all. But then when I used it with my brush and I applied it with my fan brush that I'm using, it was a totally different application. It was just like, wow, like I really, really liked it. It was really, really nice, and I do like it a whole lot. And it's because I was using a highlighter from Juvia's place that it was a loose highlighter that I just loved absolutely, but this one's good. I like it. So next I'm going in with, since I've applied all my powders, I've applied all my creams, everything like that. I'm setting all this with the Morphe setting spray. I like to just kind of let it sit. I don't really do anything while that's kind of just doing its job and setting my makeup. So with my brows, with them being a little bit wet from the setting spray, I do want to comb through them just to kind of get any like foundation or whatever may have gotten in my brows, like to just to kind of clean it out. If not, if I still feel like it's, if I need to, I'll put this spoolie, like I'll just run it under water real quick, and of course just kind of squeeze it out a little bit, and then brush my brows, because sometimes like your foundation will get in there, and then you go and you put on like your brow pencil, and it just kind of like gets like just dusty or cakey, or just it's all like built up and stuff. So I like to just have like a clean brow before and I really love this product. This product is this pencil is from CoverGirl. Again, very affordable. I absolutely love that brow pencil. I think it's freaking great. It just, the product itself just like really applies so well. Very smooth, just no problems at all. I just love it. And I actually will seal this up with a brow gel, and the brow gel is from, I think it's Brow Archery, and I don't know if it's from Soap and Glory. Like, I don't know if it's their line or something. I got it from Target a long time ago. I don't use, like, it's a duo thing. So one side is the brow gel, and the other side is their pencil, which it's like, it's very similar to the Brow Wiz, but it's like really thick. Compared to like what I'm using right now, it's like a very small, fine pencil, or, a fine tip. Where the one for that Brow Archery is like super thick, and it's just, I don't know how people use it. Maybe just to fill in, but I don't use a pomade. That's all I really use. So now I'm going to kind of set my whole face with a new product again from e.l.f. It's their HD powder. I have both of them. I have the one that's like this translucent powder, and then I have one that is this one that I'm using. It's a luminous one, so it has a very finely milled glitter, like a shimmer to it, I guess, and it's a very, very pretty. It's a very light. I think it's actually like comparable to Jaclyn Hill's face setting powder that she came out with, which I want to get that too. So anyways, I think I'm letting my lashes dry right now, but I am applying a gel liner, and this is their little gel pot from Maybelline. I've bought that like several times over the years. It's a very, very good liner. Especially for your waterline, I feel like it stays with no problem. I don't use that for like wing liner. I mean, I'm sure you could, but I don't. I use NYX, their Epic liner. But anyways, so and now I'm going in. I'm using actually Juvia's Place, the highlighter I was just talking about. I just use what's on the cap of the product, and because it's very, very pigmented. I use that just to kind of, again, highlight right under my brows and the inner corner of my eye. Or my eyes, because I have two, not one. But anyway, so I really like that product. And now that my lash is pretty dried, again, I'm using the Ardell Duo. When you don't want to, there's so many different techniques to applying lashes. So again, don't let anybody tell you like, this is how you're supposed to do it, and that's it. Like, no. This is all, like, makeup is just so personal. It's so customizable, like, really. So, but there are suggestions, of course, but with your glue, dip, and this is, again, just for Ardell, what I've found, and I've been using strip lashes for a gazillion years. So the Duo glue is the one with the brush applicator. It's not the tube. It's not the squeezable tube. This has the brush. It almost looks like a white, like a clearish purple when you apply it. And so when I apply it, I apply it to the strip. I will set the strip down. I'll let it just kind of dry for like 45 seconds at least, almost to a minute. And when you pick it up, if it looks a little bit clear but still like kind of wet, that's when you want to apply it. Because if you apply the glue and then put it on your eye, like try to apply the lash, it's not going to stick. It's going to be moving around. It probably will start lifting, but if you wait till the glue is a little bit tacky, once you apply it to your eye, it'll stick. It's not going to have a problem, and you can still kind of move it around if you have to, but again, it's all how you, and it's like, I don't know, it's like learning as you go, I guess. So So anyways, that's that. And don't mind my bandana that I have been watching myself in this video. It looks like the Karate Kid. So I'm a little embarrassed, but it's okay. Anyways, so, and my hair is like just I think I just blow dried it. I don't think I've, straightened it yet. So it looks a little whack, but, anyway, so I am now going to apply this other lash to my eye, and then I should be almost done. So these lashes are from Kiss. I not that I don't recommend, but I don't care too much for their everyday lashes except for those. They do have a line, a couture line that is excellent. They have like really dramatic lashes, but to me they're not like everyday lashes. And the lashes that I would consider everyday from them are just like, I don't know. I don't like them. I don't like the band. I think they're like really, really thin. And I don't know. I don't care for them. But these I found, and they're cool. Like, I like them. So I would definitely recommend these, but any other ones, probably not. So I'm just using tweezers just to kind of push them together. I'm going to use mascara just to put on my bottom lashes, and then I will use mascara again. This is CoverGirl Exhibitionist to blend together my lashes, my natural lashes, and the strip lash, so it doesn't look like two separate things. Because again, when applying all this, like all your makeup and stuff and powders, your lashes can get a little dusty and white, and if you don't do some sort of like either before or after the lash, you're gonna see it. It's gonna look weird. So anyways, that's the whole look. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I actually really do enjoy doing voiceovers. Like, making an actual video talking into the camera is like super weird, trust me. But I have enjoyed this. So I hope you guys did too. This is just a very basic look. I'm super bored on a Saturday. We're totally in quarantine. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Y'all have a great day.